This game don't joke the fuck around. It sucks. It is so difficult. I am so bad. Oh, they made it to the breach? I didn't know that. I'm really bad at this. I am not good at this. I mean, obviously, you know, I haven't been able to get anything. I kind of just have like a hard idea of like how everything of dealing with everything, but I can kind of show you. We'll rename the Kestrel to the fart box. And I refuse to play on easy to learn the game. If I've learned anything from Isaac, it just makes the game harder because then you get used to it. And either way, I can't. I need to be able to beat this on hard. I'm pretty sure to get achievements. So, the data you carry is vital to the remaining Federation fleet. You need supplies for your journey, so make sure to explore each of the changing the categories. Tip: ion weapons depower and lock a system for a time. If they hit the enemy shields, they deal stun damage directly to that. Okay, so my thing is I need to remember how to move people. Because Chris don't remember. And I'm pretty sure if I... open all doors, close all doors. Oh. Huh. Okay. All right. Interesting. I didn't know that that was a thing you could do. Oh, and I see our oxygen's going down and everything. Okay, let's try it. Yeah, that's kind of the case of it, you know. Money was already spent. You know, it's, you know, might as well play it. And also, you know, there's at least, you know, to what we know, there's no AI in Baldur's Gate, so you can at least enjoy it with that, you know, that aspect in mind. Because at least you're not directly supporting them, you know. More so just playing the game. Which at that point, you know, you didn't spend any money on it, you know, it's whatever. I still got to do a playthrough of the game. I ain't going to support anything they do in the future, but I definitely still want to do a playthrough of it. You detect a rebel scout on an attack approach to a small refueling outpost. Their weapons are charged, but they're not firing yet. I'm going to avoid the conflict. Rebel ship fires some warning shots, but eventually powers down their weapons. The outpost seems to have given them what they demand. From the single aspect. Yeah, I mean, it's the same thing with, like, my Halo games and shit like that. Like, I don't fucking... you know, I hate Microsoft right now for what they're doing and their stupid bullshit, but, like, you know, I have my physical Halo games. Me playing on my 360 or whatever isn't going to really, you know, change that much about anything. I already own them. They can't modify my disc for my consoles that are not connected to the internet, so I'm safe from that aspect, you know. I'm just not going to interact with their shit in the future. The thing is that if you've already bought it and you're already engaged in it, you know, it's like, you know, what can you do? There's a lot of ways to be able to show them, you know, kind of the thing. It's a really interesting, I guess I'll just jump. It's a really interesting dilemma because it's like, what can you do? You know? Because it's like, you know, it's a thing of like, the way that I do it and the way that I see it is like, if they're not, if I have things from that property that I've already purchased and that thing is not, has anything to do with AI or whatever, you know, you can, you know, I will still enjoy that thing that I have gotten, because if I, you know, if not, you know, what a waste. Because, you know, I mean, in any case, if, you know, if there's a matter of things of being like, you know, trying to completely de-AI shit, it's very, like, or Gen AI rather, it's very difficult because then I'd have to throw this whole computer away, you know. I'd have to throw my Xbox away. I'd have to do a whole bunch of stuff. So it's a whole thing. But, you know, enjoy it, you know, enjoy it. Like, again, if it doesn't have Gen AI in it and everything, then, you know, I think it's a lot more powerful to say, I'm not going to support you for your things in the future. Because you know, I don't know. I feel like hopefully eventually that'll send a message. And either way, the bubble's already popping anyways, so. Mustang, they've been saying that since the fucking 360. They've been saying that since the 360. Scan show remote settlement being blockaded by a pirate ship. The ship hastily messaged you, stay out of this or you'll be next. Concentrate fire on. It's tricky. You know, that's the thing, is that it becomes really tricky when it comes to stuff like that, because it's like, you know, it's just tricky. Games Workshop is good, though. But on the game I buy them, piracy isn't stealing? Exactly. Exactly. Come back to Uma. While I stop for a bit, I won't judge who still do. No Gen AI in the game yet, and Side Games isn't really clear on what AI they're going for, especially after the backlash. Oh yeah, exactly. That's my thing. I'm like, if they outright say like entirely like generative AI, then I'm like, damn. Well, there that goes, you know. I'm still playing, you know. I'm waiting for them to be definitive on it. I don't spend money on the game, so, you know, if they decide that they want to be clear about it, then, you know, or if, you know, people can be definitive about it and figure it out, then I'm like, okay. But, you know, I tend to try to rather have definitive proof for things, especially when it's shit that I enjoy, because, you know, if I'm jumping on everything, even off of like, you know, the thought of it, you know, if people are like, oh, because, you know, you see it all over the internet right now, especially with all the art accounts that I follow and everything. There's so many art accounts that I follow where they're like, this is AI. And they're like, it most certainly is not. And, you know, people are just like to throw that accusation out there sometimes, because, you know, they think, and it's tricky. Oh God. Auto fire. Engage weapons. Shit. Oh God, how do I do this? There we go. Honestly, we probably want to take out their engine first, right? And then their weapon system. That's probably going to be what we want to attack first. It looks like they don't want to fight. They're trying to escape. I don't give a shit. Luna Hawkeye said, did fake Clever was yelling that the splash art was AI generated when the artist drew the splash art? Yeah, I mean, you know, that's the thing that, you know, tends to get really, like, tricky with it, because it's like, the pirate's gone to Signal Station. We appreciate what you've done, but there'll just be another ship looking for profit from the isolation soon enough. Sorry, we can't give you more. That's fine. It's just, you know, that becomes the issue of, like, you know. Can we also get a crab rave for that? Are we just going to get, like, the list is just going to constantly get longer? You know? Don't make me play video games I don't want. Yeah, I mean, that's the biggest thing. You know, it's I understand people wanting to enjoy games that they want to enjoy, and everything, and I can see where people make concessions about smaller things and where people's lines are different and everything, but um, I think video games are quite honestly going to be a set and dry thing when, I mean, we saw it with here, because this is what I think, you know, um, when you see the trends in video, yeah, crazy, right? I enjoy games. When you see trends in video games, like when the NFTs were a big thing, that was in video games for all of a couple seconds, pretty much. When you look at the grand scheme of those things existing, and now they're worthless, and they were in games for a bit, and then they became not profitable, and boom, gone, right? And I think that we are sending enough of a message of the fact that people are like actively not involving themselves with newer projects and stuff that are like that and everything. And I think that it becomes kind of difficult when it is exactly like you said, Gwen, it becomes an issue when it's like, it's hard to figure out nuance and stuff like this with something like this, because it is a nuanced situation. I mean, that's the case for damn near everything. It's very nuanced, there's a lot of ways that things can kind of be interpreted and how you can see it. But when it is just straight up, hi, I am Gen AI slop, the entirety of this is generative AI, here you go, then it's like, yeah, that's pretty easy to be like, yeah, don't, fuck you. If you're actually like engaging in that, like for real, like that, you're crazy. These are fine. I could repair all for that, right? Get our hull back up. I don't have enough for any of these things. We can get some more of this. Another one of you, and then let's get some more missiles, because I know we're going to need more. Okay. What about the cryptid zoo? Or crypto zoo? Yeah. No, it's just, it is that kind of thing of like, you have to... Oh, I forgot about that. You have to... I think it's like, yeah, and I mean, I know everybody here is like easy enough with that. It's like, you have to understand the, like, the nuance of the situations and everything. Cause like for me, again, I don't engage with new projects, when it's stuff like that, when it comes to generative AI. I don't support anything new beyond that when I'm aware of it, Cause again, like Halo, I think is the best example for me. Cause it's a franchise I've loved forever. Right. And I am, I own all these games. They can't do anything to those games. That's not going to stop me from playing them. I'm playing through the series with Snowy right now. But playing any of the newer games, anything coming out now that they're like, yeah, I'm just not going to engage in it until they get their shit together. Oh, 100%. 100%. There is no ethical way to use Gen AI right now, and the AI that we had was fine. Like, all of the other uses that already had been implemented in games, procedural generation, all that stuff, it helps enough. It helps enough. Generative AI is just non-sustainable right now. I mean, even the fucking CEOs have said that, Yeah, exactly. It's just machine learning. Machine learning is super easy. Procedural generation, CPUs in video games and stuff like that, the way that those acts, it's just a complicated set of if-then statements. This is on a whole other level, and it's ridiculous, The only sort of is if it's something like, if there's it's only there to help the artist. It's not stealing the art or anything. It's filling in keyframes and making their load lighter so we don't kill them. Yeah, and I mean, that stuff's been around for a while, right? It's like, it's that shit's been around for a while. So it's like, yeah, it's that kind of stuff where it's like, we have I am glad I'm seeing that sentiment change where people are like completely anti-AI, but it's like, I'm glad that people are kind of learning more about it, and they're like, oh, yeah, no, Gen AI is just the bad one. We have, learning algorithms that have been around for years that are good, and it's like, there's good shit with that, and it's like there's good stuff that exists there. Like a lot of the medical technology that we have is, very much AI assisted in terms of like, they search for patterns that might get missed by human correction. It points out those patterns. Humans go over it. it's, you know, peer reviewed and everything by people to make sure that this is a thing, or it's just, you know, a false flag. Cool. That's awesome. That's a great use of it. Or, you know, like I said, procedural generation in 3D environments and stuff like that, you know? But then there's also the other thing, too, of like, you know, it's why I have an issue with E33, right? Because we've been finding out more about their whole Gen AI thing, right? Where it's like, it was an asset in the Unity engine, right? That they used as a placeholder. So it's like, okay, they didn't generate that, right? But they still, what I could forgive that, right? But then they lied about it to people. They lied about it and then tried to cover it up and hide it. And now I'm like, you know, that's like, in that situation is where I'm like, yeah, that's not that great. You should focus on forcing artists, not forcing artists to work themselves and let them take their time rather than letting companies force them out of them, so bad stuff fails and try to justify Gen AI. Yeah, I mean, exactly. That's all we need to do. It is the thing that I have been seeing that I talked with, me and Snowy had a really cool conversation about this, but I really, really, really want artists in any form to know that you producing, even if some generative AI thing can make a video, you know, or make a video game or make a whatever, and it's easier and people are making money on it, right? To continue making your art, because your art will, you know, continue to shine, and it's important to use that, you know, that it's important to use your skill and do all that, because like it's important for you to persist and not give in, because you giving in is still, you know, acting like they won kind of thing. So get the obsession, to be honest, especially when actual studies found that Gen AI does not speed up productivity. It does the opposite. Yeah, exactly. Saying AI is being used sparks new investment. Yep, it's entirely that. All it is just boardroom buzz. It's the same thing with NFTs. It's the same shit we've been seeing with every single tech fad that hasn't stuck over the years. That's all that it is. Video software I use got AI subtitle options. I tried it. I think I spent more time correcting the subtitles than I would have just doing them myself. Yeah, and like it's things like that where, again, like I don't think that type of AI is really an issue, because again, it's not really generative. If it's feeding into a generative thing, then that's an issue. But it's like it's just listening to the video file, picking out the speech that it can hear, and giving you subtitles, right? You know, like that's helpful for like live TV and all that kind of stuff. And then, but then it's like you have the issue of exactly that, where it's like I could have just done this myself and been fine, you know? And it's like it's that thing of that I think we're seeing a lot, where, you know, and it's like that exact thing is like, yeah, the TTS algorithms are better than generative, you know, because there are differences, you know, where it's like, yeah, exactly that, where it's like, you can, I don't know, it's such a like vast thing that honestly I'm just hoping Pops, they're losing so much money on this shit. They are losing money on their investments, and fuck, okay. They're losing money out on their investments, and it's just, you know, they should just detect a pirate ship. It seems the distress beacon was a trap. Okay, well, that's great. Fire on the engines, and they're that. You know, I think it's important to be mindful of what it is, and everything, and just kind of figuring that out. Fuck. Shit. Okay, hold on. I need to... Okay, well, we destroyed the ship, which is great. I don't know how to make people go. Please, I need you to put that out. I need someone to put that out. Uh-oh. Uh-oh. Please put that out. Please don't die. Please don't die. Please don't die. O2 is low, which is great. Add power. Oh, that's great. Someone needs to go in and repair it. Hey, Captain, you mind repairing that shit? Okay. Cool. All right. Well, let's jump, and we're fucked. AI isn't helping sell products. Dell of all people, you know. Do you think you'll be able to do it? And that is why this game is hard.